Hello and welcome. I am Julia Abram, a FECAVA director for my own country, Estonia. In my free time, I record interviews for my podcast, 100 Estonian Vets. And I had an idea to record a bigger episode about different international organizations that would be beneficial for small animal veterinarian. As most of those interviews were in English, I decided that this information is too useful to keep it all just for my country. In this episode, you can listen about different organizations like FECAVA, UEVP, and WSAVA. I hope you find this interesting and useful.
Perfect. Anne Creel, very fresh FECAVA president, crowned in September of this year. Yes. How do you feel about being a president?
I get this question over and over again, and I must say it's still the same person. I don't feel any extra and any pressure. We will see. Maybe the pressure will come in a few weeks or in a few months, but until now, I'm still the same. So it's the same Anne Creel as half year ago, and I joined FECAVA in 2013, so I'm still the same person.
It's a little bit old. What is FECAVA and how has FECAVA evolved in those years? Because 13 years, it's a lot.
It's even more, I think. I was elected in the board in 2013. I joined in 2011, and it was my Belgian colleague Johan van Tilburg. He was once FECAVA president, I think, from 2009 until 2011. And he said, you should join FECAVA Congress. It was in Dubrovnik in 2007 something, 2006, because it will be fun. It's good. It's a nice congress, and you will make new friends. So I went, and I got stuck with FECAVA since then. And there was a FECAVA Congress as well in a city, a French city. Oh my God, brain fog. Julia, we will talk later about that. I cannot remember the name of the town. Lille, it was in Lille. So it's just across the Belgian border, and there were a shortage of SAVA people to join, so I volunteered to join there as well. And there I met Ray Butcher on the FECAVA booth and other people from FECAVA. So it kept on rolling until within SAVA board, so the small association in Belgium, had to decide who had to become the new president for Belgium. So I think they didn't like me at that time so much. So they said, maybe we will put somebody else as the president of SAVA, and you can have FECAVA. I said, okay, I'm not against having or getting FECAVA. So that's how I ended up in FECAVA. Yeah, as a SAVA representative. Yep.
What does FECAVA mean or should mean for a small animal veterinary profession?
Yeah, that's a difficult question because I really think we still have a lot of work to do, because if you've asked around, a lot of European vets have no clue that FECAVA exists. I don't know, maybe they didn't have mentors like I did who really were in FECAVA involved. But I think every European small animal veterinarian should at least know what FECAVA is. They should know what we do, because we work for them. It's not for ourselves that we put all that effort in everything we do. So that's a good first question as well, because I really think we still need a lot of work to do to get us out in the European world and beyond Europe, I think. And once you're in, you're in. I can still remember how you entered. It was a little bit difficult because you were stuck on the airport. But you came, and we will never ever forget your entrance, because you were there and you're still there. So a lot of people, once they they enter as a director or whatever, if they are involved with FECAVA, a lot of people stay and stay connected as well. You see, like now in Antwerp, there was an old president from the Netherlands who came, and he was still as enthusiastic about FECAVA for sure. As the time that he was himself involved very closely. So I think once FECAVA gets you under your skin, you never get it out again. So yeah, and to go there, I think we need a lot of enthusiastic people who can, like you, Julia, who can bring the message, who can bring people together. So I think that's what it's all about. For me, FECAVA is bringing veterinarians with the same mindset and the same enthusiasm and the same goal together. Yeah. And if we are only 300 people, it's okay. If we all have the same mindset, it's okay. If we are 2,000 or 10,000, it's even better. But even a small group of FECAVA-minded people can make the difference, I think. So that's what we have to aim for.
But what is a FECAVA mindset?
A FECAVA mindset is a mindset that you think not about yourself, not about only about your country, but you think about, yeah, it's maybe a little bit romantic, but you think about all European veterinarians, also the ones far away, the ones you will never see, the ones you will never know, but the ones you know of that they do the same job somewhere else in different circumstances. And you have to try to put your mindset in their mindset. I can imagine how difficult it is to work, for example, even in Switzerland, where you have to go and to drive in the mountains for long hours when there is snow. I don't like snow. It's not the same that in my country, if I do a house call, yeah, I only have to drive nearly, yeah. If we have to drive 20 minutes, you're already in a completely other city. So thinking about problems like even telemedicine, if I think telemedicine in my small country, I think, what the heck, we don't need it. You have a veterinarian around every corner. We are so fully packed. So why would you just
Need that.
not do the, yeah, why would you need to pick up the phone and see him? But I can put my mind in other countries where you have to drive 3 hours to see a veterinarian. I can imagine then your first opinion you would like to ask by phone and seeing the vet as well, not only the phone, but with the new technology we have, you can even talk to the dog or the cat. So you have to know, or you have to be aware that there are so many different species of veterinarians, and you have to have empathy with all of them, not with your own surroundings. So I think this is for me FECAVA. FECAVA is looking much more broader than your own country or your own or your own clinic or your own group of vets or friends. Just go and look and open your eyes, and especially open your eyes and listen to whatever other people have to tell.
It is actually really good thinking if you are in the position of being the representative of your country as a director. So you go and meet people, other vets from different countries, you see their stories, you see what are the problems locally and how can other vets from other countries use the knowledge that they have and maybe twisted new other experience to help the other country. So I also really love the idea of seeing the big picture and not staying in your one small narrow ideals and knowledge, just to spread the knowledge, find new friends and help each other like we've done so far. But to the ones who are not the directors, but they are just the members of associations like Estonian Veterinary Chamber, we are quite small. It's like around 240 small animal vets in our organization. So what is the benefit of them being and supporting being in FECAVA?
Yeah, it also depends on how active your national association is. I think I must say for my small Belgium association, we have around 380 members, but in our association, but on our Facebook, we have 1,200 veterinarians. So three-thirds of the Belgium small animal veterinarians are not even part of SAVAP, so not even part of FECAVA.
Yeah, we have the same challenges.
But it's so easy not to be. I think it's a generation problem. It's so easy to not interfere or to not engage, but you still get everything you want. So other people working for you. So that's easy. It's like when you have teenagers in your house and they say, "Okay, I leave my socks here. Mom will carry them into the laundry anyway." So I think it's a little bit. That mentality. So what they don't see that the work is done with a smaller group. This is something they are not aware of. They think the job or the job done falls completely from the sky, from itself. You want something from the government, oh, it will come. Somebody will do it, whatever. So I think we have to get away from that mentality. So we have to work on that because nothing comes for free and nothing comes from itself. And if we really want to keep our profession as it is, also with rules and governments and European law, I think we have to involve more people as well and to shout out what we are doing and really tell them, hey, this didn't come from the sky. This is hard work done for many years, and now this is the result. We always say that we are apolitics. We are, but sometimes the line is very, very, very thin. Sometimes you do have to kind of make a political quote to get people again in the spirit. Of course, yeah. We have to work and we have to have representatives, and if we want to get something done, everybody has to work together. Otherwise, we won't succeed in some of the things we want to be done.
So, do I understand correctly? By being the part of local organization, the vet can be involved in more of the everyday matters that should matter to them. And if the problems occur, or maybe not problems, maybe just something really good that should be shared, through FECAVA, you can share it to other European vets and also maybe get help from other European vets. And this communication comes through the directors and also maybe newsletter and social media of FECAVA or local organization.
Yeah, but that's also something very difficult. How do you get that's something we all struggle with, all directors for sure, and all small associations as well. How do we reach those youngsters, or even not only the youngsters, but also the 50 plus who think, okay, we are nearly done. I don't care. Somebody will take care of us in the future. So I think there are for time frame size that we should consider the even 5. The students, the fresh graduates, then the ones who think they are there, then the ones who are thinking we are going to quit, and then the elderly category who says, okay, there's nothing else we can do, so we have to carry on as we are used to do. So I really think we have to talk to them, to all those different groups differently. And we have to find, it's also something we need to talk about, we have to find ways to get into their minds. I think we can best get their attention with results. Like the results now for the animal welfare regulation. If you can say, hey, this is what, now I'm going to talk as well a little bit of the FEE and the UVP and the FECAVA, the joint work we do. This is our job and this is what we did. And thanks to us, it's good for the welfare of cats and dogs. Otherwise, we would never had, if we were not there, if we didn't do this job, this regulation would never ever be as high on the ladder as it was last summer. So yeah, and it's normal that people who listen to you, or the people we want to look to us, you have to show results. It's all about results. If you just you have to show them facts. You have to show them figures. I think that's something we sometimes we forget because we don't in our daily job we don't think about that. Although also for your clients, if you cannot give them a result, they will not come back and they will not say, oh, maybe I should go to her clinic because yeah, she's good looking and she's always happy and she's smiling. That's not enough. People want results. If they come with a difficult case and you can solve it, or you cannot solve it, but you can really help the dog in a different way, that's what people ask you to do. And I think as well, FECAVA, we have to work for our colleagues. It doesn't come from by itself.
So there's three types of communication that we have to do in FECAVA. One is horizontal, in between ourselves, and there's vertical, the ones that we go out to the association members, and the ones that go to maybe FVE, UVPE, and then also to Eurocongress.
Yeah.
Because the information that we gather from our members come into, we work it through, then we provide some kind of information that is essential, like anything on animal well-being. And then we take this information, collaborate with other organizations, and then pitch it out to Congress, to Europe. And then if we are heard, then something will change in legislation.
You mean instead of Congress, it's to the EU Commission, I think.
Commission, yes, of course.
Yeah. So look at your few years of problem with the prescription.
Yes.
It's still not solved because in our country we still don't have electronic prescriptions, and now we are screwed.
Neither. But at least we have a normal prescription paper, because the one that we had for a time there, it was a headache. It was a headache. But again, from the information that I got from our members, that not every country follows the law as perfectly as we try to do it, because we are like really good kids, It turned out that it doesn't have to be like so black and white, and different options are acceptable. And when I came back with the information that it is not so tight in other countries, maybe, although we still did everything by the book, but became more fluent and better understanding and more. It was easier to use those.
Because that's one of the projects now which is high on my list as well, because we have problems now in Belgium with those type of things that you have to put on medication when you give it to your clients. So sometimes the information from the countries doesn't come back to us. So even if we ask, it's often not very easy to get information from the floor. So that's also, it's a two-way information stream we need. So that's also something we have to work on via the directors and via the smaller association. We started that off in the last 3 council meetings, I think, or 4 country matters. But even if we send it out, it's always last minute, and I think we have to talk to each other much more in between council meetings as well. And I'm still in my thinking process on how to talk. If you have a business to run, you have, FECAVA is not a business, but if you would like to see it like a business, you don't talk to your close employees only twice a year. You don't do that. You talk to them every week. To the higher top, you talk every day. Or every week at least. Also, you have different layers of people in a company, but it cannot be that we don't hear each other for 6 months and then we have to talk about everything.
I would say that we just need more glue in FECAVA, more active people who will talk or enforce themselves on talking and making the connections.
And once other countries see that it works, we only can hope that they are a little bit jealous and they do the same.
Yes,
because that's also it's a very good tactic. Make other countries jealous by the things you do, and the things that FECAVA does for them, and then they say, hey.
Yeah.
So I think a good example is like now one of our newest members is Albania. They are so happy with everything we do. So they're over enthusiastic. The new Turkish representative, they were already moderating without, you ask them something, they do
I
it.
asked them to do. They were like, "Oh yeah, of course, no problem." And I was like, "Thank you." But I've seen on the FECAVA homepage there is a lot of fact sheets and different resources for every vet to use. They're like basically free. Who makes those? Who makes those fact sheets? And because they are very super, super neat and high quality. And how much does it all cost?
Yeah, it depends because for a lot of those fact sheets we had money as a sponsorship. And so if you see a contract of a sponsor, one of the things that they have to do or to provide is to make fact sheets with FECAVA. So that's in nearly every sponsor contract we have with DECRA. Now we have a new with Boehringer. We have Purina is coming back again 3 years. So it's in the contract, and they have to provide us with scientific information, and then together with our designers, we make those fact sheets. Yeah.
And also people from working groups. I know that Stefan is very productive on fact sheets.
Yeah. Well, often it's a working group or even a special made working group to produce those fact sheets. And I think it's a good idea. And what strikes me a little bit is that the companies who pay to develop our fact sheets don't use them. So if in the next contract I'm going to sign, I really want, again, a two-way communication. They have their own fact sheets, and then we have ours. And why? And I saw it in a few things we did. There is no two-way one, and yeah. So for my mind, it doesn't work. If we do all the job, fact sheet looks fine. It's a good product, and then the company who sponsored don't use it. To me,
It's a loss, I would say. It's
yeah.
money well spent, but not
Yeah.
well used.
Yeah, so that is something yeah, we have to work on that as well in the future. Yeah.
Do you want to add anything else regarding FECAVA that we did not cover, but is yet very important to everyone to know?
Yeah, I think FECAVA has room to grow. I think it's the momentum to grow. But we have some new products in the pipeline, or they're finished. So I think we can grow, and we have to aim for growing. Does it have to go fast? No. I think that's the most important thing we have to do is growing and keep believing in ourselves. And also with the Congress, it was a little bit, shall it work? Shall it be a problem? But you have to believe in yourself. Whatever you do, also in our small practices, you don't start an event or a campaign, even in your small practice. If you don't believe in it, you don't start it. You say, okay, I'm not going to do it. So I think that's the most important is still believe in the FECAVA as a project. It's a big project. It's a big European project. Make it growing and stay alive.
So last question. It might be a tough one, but you have been in FECAVA for a really long time. You've seen a lot. And what is your personal win regarding FECAVA or while being in FECAVA?
My personal win is I stayed in the profession. I had times in my small clinic where I'm kind of the boss, where I thought, okay, I'm fed up. I'm fed up with young colleagues. I'm fed up with every 3 years doing the same. And now after 3 years, they say I'm out. It's not for me, and it's not personal, but I'm out. And so I got a job coach, and so we made an analysis, and he said, yeah, okay, what do you think? I said, yeah, but I can work for FECAVA, and I can do something in Ohio, assistant dogs, and I can do something, whatever. And then he said, oh, okay, and you're not going to see any patients anymore. I said, no. And then he said, yeah, okay. And after a few years, if people ask you something medical, for your expertise in whatever you will say. I don't know. That and you're going to come out of your bed and go to your computer and only work for FECAVA, Ohio, or whatever. And I said, yeah, maybe. What do you think you can do the best? Because I must say, at first when I entered FECAVA, I had small children. I had SAVAP as well. And then I had my husband, and he said, "You're doing too much. It's too much, and you should concentrate on your clinic, and you should concentrate on the money in the clinic. It's more important. You're an entrepreneur. You have to think about it." And then the job coach came, and he told my husband, "Take away her hobby like FECAVA and all the rest, and the profit of her clinic will not go up. I can tell you, because she gets extra energy from the things she does besides for the profession more, and that she's putting into her own clinic, and that's a win-win for all of them. And it's since my husband saw as well that connection, and I must say that's my drive. My drive is not only my clinic, but my drive is what I do when I come home from my clinic and what I can do for other
time,
yeah, what I can do for other people. Yeah, for other colleagues. I'm sure. I'm really sure about that. Made me stay in the profession. Otherwise, I would have quit. I think now. I think 18 years ago, I had that momentum. Sure, it made me feel more comfortable. It even made me feel it every day. It makes me more comfortable. If I see a brachycephalic puppy coming in my clinic, I dare to say to the client, "Sorry, but this is not the best thing you did today." And then go, "Why?" "Because this and this and this." And then I get calm and then I explain why. And I think if I didn't have the back support of an organization as FECAVA, who's also promoting that and telling that and have the scientific knowledge about that, I would not be so confident to tell my clients not to buy a brachycephalic dog and all those other issues. The same with mental health. Maybe I think if I didn't see the programs and was not informed about everything that's out there, I would not be interested, and I would not think about the mental health of my youngsters I work with every day. So I think it really made a difference for my way of doing my clinical work as well.
What a beautiful answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next guest is Volker Moser, the president of UEVP.
Again, thank you for the opportunity to give this interview. Some short words about UEVP. It's the Union of European Veterinarians. The approximate number is about 116 practitioners we are going to represent. And we cover all the practitioners, so the livestock, horse, poultry and companion animals. And the aim of this 55-year-old organization is to gather all the problems we share and to share also the solutions and to have an impact to be visible for politicians, for policymakers and for decision makers. And for the reason we join under the umbrella of FE. So coming from Austria, a small country in Europe, as there's a number of other smaller countries in Europe, it's a very good opportunity to be a member of this organization, to have impact and to find solutions, to share your experiences. This is beneficial for all stakeholders on the market.
So what is it needed of a country like Estonia to do to be in FVE and UEVP? So do we have to attend the meetings? Do we have to pay anything?
Yeah, of course. We are meeting twice a year in the General Assembly, once in Brussels, once in another guest country. And to become a member is just following our statutes and having their own statutes. So the members of UEVP are mainly chambers or orders of the veterinary profession. So we have 28 member countries at the moment, and we have 5 species members, which means organizations that are dealing with one or similar species like FECAVA, like the poultry sector. So ask your organization to get invited to have a membership observer.
As an observer, yes.
So it all starts with an observer membership for 2 years, and then there will be a vote to be accepted as a full member. And of course, as we are an NGO, we are financed by all the membership fees, and there is a very complicated formula to have the right number of veterinarians and the right fee then for your country. But in most of the cases that I know, so I'm doing the presidency since 3 years now, and being in board before, so it's always a pleasure to welcome a new country and for benefit for both sides.
Just a typical on-ground vet.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any use like for them personally, or this is rather for organization like our Estonian Veterinary Council to participate in, to bring in the problems, to find the solutions together?
So due to the fact that our members are organizations, so not individual vets, we started to create an extra benefit for the individual vet out there in the field. And one of the most successful tools is using our UEVP app, which is available for iOS and for Android. So and then we are trying to share all the information, what's going on in other countries or in Brussels, and we try to translate the Brussels language for practitioners, because that's very often a really difficult thing. So you can stay updated with the app
and the newsletter,
and the newsletter as well.
Yeah, because I really love your newsletter. Honestly,
oh, really?
I find it very useful if you want to be on point and know what is going on.
Yeah.
Then the newsletter has really nicely put it all together.
And we tried to redesign this newsletter because we had the feeling that the information was not at the point. It was 2 months old, actually. So we are now having a very contemporary digital solution for that. Having the application, having the newsletter and the website. There's of course, as normally in organizations, there's a part for members, a restricted area on the website, and then an open area as well.
What would be the most popular topics for now in UEVP to solve or to do?
So I hope we have another hour for the interview, because there are so many things on our dashboard, as I call it. So I think to really touch the needs of the veterinarians out there. We know that we have a shortage of veterinarians. We're working on that. We are aware about the problems in the regulation to have all the medicines available that we need to do our daily work in practice, and some of these things are really in jeopardy, and we're fighting for having the legislation enables us to do our job to save the health and the lives of our pets and animals. Of course, I think the most important development going on at the moment is the transformation in the digital tools and digital life of the veterinarian. AI is just one of these drivers, and we are creating working groups on that, just really to be on the spot what's going on and how could it be a helpful tool for veterinarians, and so that we can explain that this will be helpful for us to do a better job than before.
Can you share a personal win for you in UEVP?
So the personal win for me, being in this organization since years, is an excellent network around Europe, not only EU, also UK, Norway, Swiss, and some Balkan countries, and to see that we actually are united in passion for our profession, in a very positive and motivating way, and that we're able to find solutions that we can learn from each other. I couldn't miss these years. Wouldn't be. I cannot imagine not having this very nice network and information and meeting all these colleagues.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you know about the international organization that's named WSAVA or WSAVA? If not, listen to what Jim Berry, the president of WSAVA, has to say.
So, hi Jim.
Good morning, Julia. How are you?
I'm good. Would you tell me a little bit about WSAVA, which I cannot pronounce because we say just WSAVA?
Well, actually, I just say WSAVA as well because it's
good.
so much easier. So sure. So as you probably remember from before, we are an association of veterinary associations, companion animal only, and our mission is to basically increase the animal welfare across the world and to increase medical and veterinary care for companion animals. That's really what we're all about. And part of that is to advocate for the profession as well. So we're here to support the companion animal community across the world.
I know that on your homepage, WSAVA.org, you have really nice selection of different resources. Can you tell me a little bit about the different resources you have?
Okay, boy, that's a big question. So we have a lot of resources. So everything from podcasts to seminars to certificate courses that you can use for your continuing education. We have information packages. We have all kinds of stuff. So everything on there is designed to support you in your clinical studies. So right in the clinic, everything you can use.
Like checklists and everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think again. You got me on the ball here. But everything is designed to be clinically relevant and science-based and up-to-date. And the other thing we are doing now is on the academy side of the website, we have a lot of courses that are developed, which are true structured courses, which are certificate courses. So there's one on nutrition, there's one currently on pain management, which is a very extensive course. And there are going to be 2 brand new courses coming up at the end of this fall. One will be on business management, so how to run a business, all the stuff that newer grads and new clinic owners wouldn't have been taught in school necessarily. And the other one that's really interesting is we are starting a course on the development of leadership skills. So
this sounds really good.
Yeah,
this is something that everyone needs.
Everybody needs, but it'll be targeted more at newer graduates, people moving into the profession, people who want to move into organizational medicine. So it'll support not only the Estonian Association, but it will help support WSAVA as well. So we're looking at developing leaders for the future of this profession.
Do I understand correctly that you have different resources for members and non-members? So what are the differences?
So what we are doing now is we used to have it so that we could not identify our members, so everybody had access to everything. Now what we've done is we have numbers so that we can give every country a number, and so that country then has access to resources that are behind a firewall. So in other words, everybody can have access to the resource, but it would be at different prices. So a non-member would pay significantly more for a course than a member country. And then our member countries, we always tier them. So we look at what the GDP is of the country, what veterinarians in that country can afford, and our courses are priced based on that as well.
Yeah, that's perfect. And how is it good for a small country like Estonia to be a member of WSAVA?
Another really good question. There's a lot of answers. I mean, certainly the continuing education is part of it, but quite honestly, I think the best advantage for all members, but particularly from small countries, is that WSAVA is a community. It's a community of over 300,000 companion animal veterinarians, and we are all aligned in what we want. So it's this huge supportive community. So when you look at the world right now, if you kind of think of practice, you have all the stressors of dealing with the medical side of cases, you have the stressors of dealing with your staff members sometimes, dealing with patients, dealing with finances. It's a stressful environment. On top of that, right now, the world is stressful. There's a lot of socioeconomic stressors, there are geopolitical issues going on, and the economy right now is kind of up and down a little bit. So those are just a lot of things that veterinarians are dealing with. And what WSAVA does is it gives you this massive community of veterinarians from all over the world who can give you tips and pointers. It's just this very supportive, wonderful community. I think that is the best reason to join WSAVA.
And of course, we are having our annual conference in Poland next year, which is very appealing to Estonian vets. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we will be in Poland next year, and we will be joining with FECAVA and with the Polish Association, FECAVA. So we invite all of you to come. It will be an amazing party. Please join us. We'll have a lot of fun, as always.
Jim, would you be so kind to share a personal win in the presidency time that you've been?
A personal win? Wow. There's been a lot of them, actually. So I've been president for a year. I have a year to go. I think my biggest win from WSAVA is just meeting so many amazing people from around the world. It's the highlight of working with this group. Everybody has various stressors and different sort of problems, but we all have the same sort of solution. So it's really interesting. I love the background. It's really interesting because you just get to chat to people who have different solutions for all the same problems. And it's just, it's really wonderful that everybody is on the same page. Everybody is looking for the best animal welfare outcomes. That's really what it's all about.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I always find it interesting to listen to the points of view of different people, especially if they're in the same organization. And the next interview is with Jerzy Gawor, who is a future president of WSAVA. The most interesting part of this interview is that Jerzy has been in both in FECAVA and WSAVA, so he is perfect person to describe what are the biggest differences of those two big organizations.
All right. My name is Jerzy Gawor, and I come from Poland. I'm bonded very much to the veterinary community in many aspects. So first of all, I'm professional. I do veterinary dentistry. I'm board certified specialist in veterinary dentistry. Secondly, I teach dentistry, oral maxillofacial surgery. Thirdly, I forever attended the veterinary community as a volunteer, as a person who would like to represent the profession, community, young, old veterinarians, and helping to get good education, good representation, and a good voice of our veterinary community. So this is roughly my background, and I started at first to work for Polish Association, then I attended the FECAVA organization, which is a part of a European family of associations. I worked for 11 years at the FECAVA board as a treasurer, then as a president, and then I finalized my mission in FECAVA, and I represented my association in the WSAVA. So WSAVA, the World Small Animal Veterinary Association, is my second home at the moment.
So you are about to become a president of WSAVA?
More often I look at my badge, I realize that yes, this moment is coming. I was honored to be elected as a president-elect of WSAVA. It was last year before Suzhou Congress in China. And I'll be waiting to take the presidency next year, October, in Warsaw, which is my hometown, which is my home place, which is part of proud of a Polish event happening and waited for the last 6 years.
You've seen FECAVA and WSAVA from inside and outside. What are the biggest differences between those organizations?
I would rather look at the similarities. I mean, differences as I always try to try what is connecting people rather than what makes them different. So we are the same veterinarians all over the world. We share similar problems, we share similar challenges, and both organizations, European and global, are to represent the voice of the profession. We are different in terms of maybe geographic, maybe some medical problems which we share, but at the end of the day, I think that we have the same goals, the same targets, and that makes us very, very important for us to work together. So, yeah, I agree. I worked for both organizations, and I can find that in both organizations, every veterinarian can find a lot of challenges and important targets.
So you are from Poland, which is a really big country of Eastern Europe, and Estonia is a really small country. So how could we benefit from being a member of WSAVA?
Well, the membership association are able to collect and to use all the benefits and all the products which both organizations are doing. So FECAVA is more focused in a political aspect, in more ethical, welfare, in more like a representative, what helps us in travel pets, what helps us in professional challenges within the union. And I think that for any member of Estonian or neighboring association of Polish, it is important to be sure that wherever in Europe, Brussels, Dublin, Warsaw, Tallinn, your voice is being represented in a well way. WSAVA, those I think is a little bit more focused on education, on challenges which are linked directly to profession, on daily practices, on guiding people what are the standards of profession. And that is, I think, maybe not a difference, but just slightly parallel streams of activities.
What is your favorite resource from WSAVA homepage?
Guidelines, definitely guidelines.
Dental guidelines?
Guidelines, which we will be having a new release this year in Rio, because that helps, and we strongly believe with the dentist community that it may change the life comfort of our patients, giving people informations what we believe are the standards of profession in the dentistry. I think it can help to improve the dental services all over the world.
A last question, yeah. Please share a personal win in a last year regarding to WSAVA.
I think I was super proud that in a very tough election, I got strong enough support to become a president-elect. That was a great feeling. It was a huge obligation, and I still keep it in mind. And that is the most important, because the trust of people and giving me this trust as a green light to represent them is a huge honor.
Thank you. That is it. I hope you found some very interesting information for yourself and the information to share with your colleagues and friends. Please do check out the homepages of those organizations and check out all the information that they have there. If you find something really interesting and useful for you, please share it into the comments. Thank you for watching.